Hi, hello and welcome to another edition of Sports Update Ghana. My name is Joseph Adamafio, and coming up in this edition, I'll be telling you why Ghana's athlete, that is Abdul Rashid Saminu, did not compete in the 200-meter heat at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Yes, he was supposed to compete in both the 100 meters and 200 meters. He competed in only the 100 meters and did not compete in the 200 meters heat that came off yesterday. And I'll be explaining why, because there is a reason to it. Well, also at the Paris Olympic Games, one Israeli athlete of Ghanaian descent has come up and is currently going viral on social media. I'll be telling you about him. His name is Blessing Akwesi Ifrifa, and he is an Israeli athlete who is competing for the Israelites at the Olympic Games in the 200-meter race. His story is a story that you would have to hear because he was nearly deported. So his story is like someone who was nearly deported to Ghana and now representing Israel at the Olympic Games. Well, we get to hear more about him right here on Sports Update Ghana. We also have updates on Freezy as he prepares for his upcoming bout against a British boxer by name Steve Crane here in Ghana. The boxing is going to take place in Kumasi, and Freezy has stormed Kumasi to prepare for the big fight. The big news is that Freezy is being coached by Ghana's and Africa boxing legend, that is Azuma Nelson, for this upcoming bout. So I'll be telling you more about it right here on Sports Update Ghana. All you have to do is to subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So now let's get right into it. And Ghana's Abdul Rashid Saminu was supposed to compete in the 200-meter race yesterday on Monday, August 5th, 2024. But unfortunately, the sprinter did not show up. Well, Abdul Rashid Saminu qualified to compete for Ghana in the 100-meter race as well as the 200 meters at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. He competed in the 100 meters though, where he made it out of the heat and reached the semi-finals with Azamati, and they all failed to qualify to the final. Now, he was supposed to prepare and compete for Ghana in the 200 meters, which we were all expecting for him to show up and represent the country yesterday. But unfortunately, Abdul Rashid Saminu did not show up. Well, Fentio Tahiru, the Joy Sports journalist who was in Paris for that particular race, took to social media to explain why Abdul Rashid Saminu did not show up for the race in the 200 meters. According to Fentio Tahiru, he wrote, "Information for all. No Ghanaian athlete is competing in the 200 meters at the Olympic Games. Joseph Paul Amwa did not qualify for the event, and Saminu, who did qualify for the 200 meters, opted to concentrate on the 100 meters and was not registered for the 200 meters. Next time Ghana takes to the tracks will be on Thursday in the relay, hashtag Paris 2024. And that is what Fentio Tahiru wrote on social media. So what this means is that Abdul Rashid Saminu qualified to compete for Ghana in the 100 meters and also in the 200 meters. But he decided that he was going to concentrate on only the 100 meters and abandon the 200-meter race. So that is why he didn't compete or show up yesterday for the 200-meter race. And that is what I think about, and I still don't agree. I can't come to terms with it. Why will you prepare for only 100 meters and forsake the 200 meters? Well, shortly after Fentio Tahiru made this post, someone came under the post and made this comment, and that is what is going to let us probe why Saminu did not compete. He wrote, that is Ransford Akutu, he wrote, "Saminu should have concentrated on the 200 meters rather. As for the 100 meters, it was a tough terrain." Yes, and I agree with this guy. But Fentio Tahiru comes to respond again, saying that, so for the 200 meters, you have Noah Laos over there, you have Kinton over there, you have Tebogo as well as Benarek and Degrassi, all making a time within 19 seconds. And there will be guys who will run 90 seconds tomorrow and won't make the final. Rashid has never done a sub 20 seconds before. And that is what Fentio Tahiru wrote, saying that Abdul Rashid Saminu has never run within 20 seconds in the 200 meters before. So it will be a tough one for him to compete in the 200 meters. That's why he focused on the 100 meters. But I realized something. Noah Lyles was the one who won gold in the men's 100 meters, but still will be competing in the men's 200 meters. So see, you are competing with someone who is not resting at all, wins the 100 meters race. He has less time to prepare for the 200 meters race, and he shows up and still going to compete. But for Rashid Saminu, he's not competing in the 200 meters, although he qualified for both 100 and 200 meters. Charlie, you have to use 4 years to prepare for the Olympic Games, and you qualified and you did not show up. So guys, this is why Rashid Saminu did not compete for Ghana in the 200 meter race yesterday, and it means that, well, in the next round of the competition, which is the semi-final, which takes place tomorrow, you're not going to see him over there as well. But now let's go on and do some more and talk about the Israeli athlete of Ghanaian descent who is making the Israelites proud at the Paris Olympic Games. He goes by the name Blessing Akwesi Ifrifa, and his story is one story that gives motivation. Well, Akwesi Ifrifa was born 20 years ago in Israel to a Ghanaian parent. Now, for someone who was born in a foreign country, you expect him to become a citizen of that country. But Akwesi Ifrifa did not receive citizenship at his birth in Israel. Fast forward, at the age of 6, Akwesi Ifrifa was nearly deported from Israel in the year 2006. But he had to find ways and means and stayed. Later on in the year 2019, that was when he had to fight his way to get a citizenship as an Israelite, and that didn't come easy. In the year 2020, he finally got full citizenship to become an Israelite after the Israeli government amended its rules to people who were born in the country to become Israelites despite having foreigners as parents. So Akwesi Ifrifa became an Israelite, and it didn't stop from there. According to the rules of the Israeli nation, everyone has to go through the military, just like we have the NSS in Ghana. And Akwesi Ifrifa decided to enroll in the Israeli defense, and he ended up going through the ranks for a little while. But because he was a sportsman, he didn't go through the full duration. Well, Akwesi Ifrifa started off as a footballer before ending up on the track and field event. Since becoming an athlete, well, Akwesi Ifrifa has made Israel proud on the international stages, winning gold at the European Under-23 Championship in athletics for the Israeli country, becoming the first Israelite to win 200 meters gold medal for Israel in Europe. Well, according to Ifrifa, in an interview where he was interviewed, this was what he had to say about fighting for himself to become an Israelite. He said, "People here in Israel made me not an Israeli because my parents came from somewhere else. The minute you have citizenship, then you are considered as an Israeli. But if you don't have it, you are not part of the Israelite." He went on to say that, "I am an Israeli. I was born here. My friends are here, and I don't know any other option. I am no different from my friends who are residents of Israel. I want to represent Israel and win medals." And that was what he said in an interview 2 years ago. Well, fast forward to 2024, he's at the Olympic Games representing Israel in the 200 meter race. And guess what? In the 200 meter heats that came off yesterday, Akwesi Ifrifa placed 6th in the heat, and so it looked like he was not going to qualify to the semi-final. However, in the 200 meter heats that came off yesterday, some of the athletes couldn't make their time and qualify to the semi-final. So Akwesi Ifrifa, who came 6th in the heat, was put in the repechage that will come off today on Tuesday. So he'll be competing in the repechage that will ensure that if he's able to get a good time and a good position, he will join the semi-finalists to compete in the 200 meter race later on today. So that is Akwesi Ifrifa for you. Well, Akwesi Ifrifa is not the only athlete in his family. His younger sister, who goes by the name Mercy, is just 18 years old and she's also an upcoming athlete who is currently preparing herself to compete at the next Olympic Games in 100 meters and 200 meters. Currently, she is part of the highest ranked athletes in the world. So that is the interesting story about Akwesi Frifa. So next time you watch the Olympic Games and you see Akwesi Frifa, then know that he's an Israeli of Ghanaian descent, although he identifies more as an Israeli. But let's go on and do some more. And next month, that is when a big boxing bout will be coming off. Freezy McBones is set to come up against British boxer Steve Crane, and the boxing fight is expected to come off in Kumasi. And ahead of the fight, Freezy McBones stormed Kumasi to prepare for the bout, and I want us to check this video out. So that was the video of Freezy McBones when he stormed Kumasi to prepare for the fight. Well, he was interviewed and asked why he decided to fight in Ghana and not to take the fight to the UK. And this was what Freezy McBones had to say.
Now I want to Ghana, I didn't go back to a brooch today. Baby, or visit me, obey local champion, and yes, there be any call. Almost also on Balfie, on Baumbe, who said your country is here, SCT, your coaches, and SCT, services, schedule the bottom, also the better BB, a bemo minus a day, and your home for so. That time, I have already done the hard work. So 2021, God said, my son, this is your blessing. And that is why I have a sit with my team, and I said, Charlie, this time there, we have to take this bout to Kumasi. You can't just go out and just boom, you become somebody you want to be. No, you have to work your ass off to get where you want to be. Right now, Freezy's chill guy, is very respectful, humble, calm guy, but when I put gloves on, it's off.
So that is Freezy McBones speaking ahead of his fight against the UK boxer. Well, some good news coming up is that, well, Freezy McBones is going to be coached by Ghana's greatest boxer of all time, that is the Professor Zuma Nelson, who is now the coach of Freezy McBones, preparing for the fight against Steve Crane. And we'll end on this note of Zuma Nelson giving Freezy McBones some tips in the gym. So that is Zuma Nelson over there giving Freezy McBones some tips in the gym. And on that note, we wrap up here on Sports Updates Ghana. Thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.